Hey guys, just a quick straight out the pocket video. Um, I don't sort of share this as much, but perhaps people won't like me sharing it. But unlike other people, I'm not an. I say other people. I'm not unlike the way some people seem to present themselves. Is probably a better way of putting it, because we will present ourselves, I suppose. Um, I'm not always 100% confident all of the time in everything that I think about, which is why I have to go away and think about things or learn more things or whatever else. And like at the moment, back and restore. And like I said, I'm totally happy to be a voting whore. If something bigger and better came along, well, but right now, Rupert seems to be where it's at, and it seems to be where the people's attention's at, and it's really where the people's attention's at that gets my attention because it's the most realistic way of going. And with all that said, I've kind of, noticed a bit of tribalism and try to calm it down a bit. But none of that's really a problem. It's all doable, and this will all sort itself out naturally over the course of time. What politics always does, and any bullshit, any lies, anything will all come out in a wash. I'm not too concerned about all that. The one thing I will say is that I don't care what anyone says. From my point of view, watching the almost desperation in some cases that people are grabbing onto Rupert Lowe's party with. Understandable, by the way, completely fucking understandable. But nevertheless, it is in some quarters desperation. And I've heard that desperation down the phone. I told you about the women that were phoning me saying they were scared. They were single mums and they were alone, scared, and they could see the way things were. Just so many horrible stories. I don't want to depress you with them all now. And I'm probably going to be teaching Granny to suck eggs with this video anyway. But I always say this when you fall in love with someone. Hold 10% back for yourself. Don't give everything, because otherwise if things go completely wrong, you've saved nothing of yourself. And I see a lot of people who are understandably desperate, who see a guy who is saying all the right things, who seems to be doing all the right things. And so far, even I'm impressed with the manifesto because it was everything I asked for. So yeah, I'm totally understand it. At the same time, this would be, if he does this, if he wins the election and implements all the changes and everything else, this would be the first time in my lifetime that a political reality like that has ever happened. Whenever I have backed a horse, it's usually dragged us both off a cliff, um, or had no chance of winning in the first place. I'm not saying any of this is going to happen now. What I'm saying is, and with politics being the game that it is, the horse you're backing may have been stabbed in the back by the time it gets to the running. Often you get good people that raise parties, and then the good people get stabbed in the back because they're good people, and then some other fucker gets to run it for the election. I called Gove and Boris Johnson back in the day. Um, this is the way it goes in politics. I'm not saying any of these things will happen. I'm just saying this is politics, and say something back. I'm not saying don't believe, and I wouldn't want you to listen to me anyway, but I'm not saying don't believe in Rupert Lowe or anything else. I'm saying say something back, because I see some people who are throwing everything to this, and that's cool. When I say everything, it's cool to throw like your effort and everything else into it. That's totally cool. But what I mean is this, and your trust, like just hold a little bit back for you, just in case, just in case, because I am a cynic and I am a pessimist at times. So I admit this is probably my problem, and it does go away. Like tomorrow I'll be fine again. But it comes and goes. But I've just been, I feel, duped so many times, or just, I don't know, almost believing things could happen before that didn't. Brexit was the closest, really, to really feeling like people have made a change, and then you saw what happened with that. But that was the closest we'd ever came. I felt in my lifetime. Um, and then we saw that they blocked that. So my point being is, the people, even when they seem to have actually got their hands on the wheel, somehow always get effed over. And if Rupert is with us, then he's got to survive that too. Um, yeah, so just, I don't know. I just want to add a little bit of pessimism and cynicism to all this, and just say, remember that pessimism and cynicism is not good to be spreading around all the time, but at the same time, it keeps you alive. It's the pessimism and the cynicism, the holding people to account, the picking Rupert Lowe's words to pieces at times, like I did today a little bit, but for good reasons. It's doing that will keep you alive mentally, because I see a lot of people that, if this carries on for 3 years like this and they still feel the same in 3 years, they're going to be mentally broken if something happens where they get let down. And you can't blame them with what's at stake. So it's not like I'm making fun of these people or putting them down. With what's at stake, you can understand it. But that scares me, and whether you want to believe it or not is irrelevant. But I do actually care about people. And I'm looking at a lot of people at the moment, and I'm realizing it's great what's happening, but there's some people I can already see are going so into so much, putting so much into this, which is good, and putting so much heart into this, that I'm worried for them if it goes wrong, because they're putting that much into it. And again, it's such a double-edged sword, because putting 100% in for your country is not a bad thing, but giving 100% of yourself to a politician just might be. I know nobody's stupid, right? I'm not going to speak to you the way some people speak to me in my comments. Not most of you, but the odd person that comes in that doesn't know the channel. The guy that always likes to be right and comes on and makes out you're the slowest person in the room and he's the smartest. That kind of person. I'm not trying to be that. And I know I'm not anyway. But yeah. So I know but it's just a reminder, because at the moment emotions are flying high. Not just about Rupert Lowe, about everything. And when your emotions are flying high, it makes every moment seem more powerful. So just be careful. I've just noticed some things, and if I say what I've noticed, it'll either sound weird or it'll sound, I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I can explain it, but I'm not going to at the moment. I don't think it's the right time. Nothing to worry about, by the way. Just I'm talking about things like body language and things with people, and wording and stuff like that. And I just worried about people at the moment. There's no incoming tragedy or drama. Just stay grounded. That's all I'm saying. Stay grounded. This is not a proper Zero News video. This is just a me to you video. I'll get back to doing a normal video next time. But again, whether you believe me or not, irrelevant. But I do actually care about people. I don't want to see people fucked up over this. Alright, Tom Fury, Zero News, got a day for now.